2019, only 37% of all American kids are reading at grade level, and even white kids have never been higher than about 44% of white kids reading at grade level. It's unlikely that systemic racism is the reason that white kids are not reading at grade level. So the question is, what are the factors beyond race that are driving low performance outcomes for kids of all races? And to the degree that we can start to distinguish this idea that disparity must equal discrimination, we need to break that, because that monocausal type of thinking shrouds all of these other factors that are so important in the Black and other communities: strong families, access to school choice, high expectations in curriculum. Not to ignore the impact of racism, but put it in its proper context. To what extent does racism really explain these disparities, and have hard, honest conversations about how these other factors are really driving these disparities?
There's a lack of accountability across the culture, widespread. And I think that if we were to start holding ourselves accountable for our part in how this whole thing works, I think that we could start looking at that situation with critical eyes and working towards a solution.
So the thing is that one thing I want to focus back on the video and the words on the video. My issue with hip hop, it's the 50th year of hip hop. We're closing that year out. My issue with hip hop and some subsects or subcultures within the Black context is that we can be anti-family. You know, when I'm out and about at different places that are predominantly Black areas, Black establishments, it's popping, it's a vibe, it's lit, all the things we want to say about it. You see people 40, 50 years old still trying to be fly in the club. My dog show. It's my dog. It's my dog show. It's my... I'm not saying that's wrong in and of itself. People can do what they want to do. I'm not here to judge them on that. I'm just talking about as a community. When I was growing up, my grandma, you know, my parents are 20 years older than me. Their parents are 20 years older than them. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, so my grandma was a grandma when I was a kid, and she was late 40s, early 50s. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is that, like, now grandmas are still out in the club trying to get it. They're competing with the young women for the same guys.
So essentially, what you're saying is this is indicative of a larger problem of the degradation of the nuclear family in America and in Black America specifically. Okay.
The whole issue with it for me is that he talks about how the wealth gap is greatly reduced. Two people getting married as opposed to just singles. It bridges that gap. And my whole thing is that one of the things that I've noticed within our culture is we like to stay young forever. It's your boy, it's your boy, it's your boy, it's your boy. You got 50-year-old men talking about it's your boy, it's your boy, it's your boy.
Still rock. It's your boy. It's your boy. Hova.
And we tend to equate money with maturity and growth. Somebody can be wealthy and still be acting too young for their age. It's not about that individual at that point. It's about what are you teaching people? You know, we need to get comfortable with the boring life. And I don't mean it's boring as in it's actually boring, but the mundane life of family life.
Life gets boring. Yeah. It's supposed to.
Yeah.
If you look at your parents' lifestyle and the ones that have lasted so many years, there's very little excitement. It's duty. It's duty, stability, predictability that they look for in a relationship, and that's what they strive for. They don't actually look for pleasure seeking. When the relationship loses its excitement, we assume it's lost its love.
Yeah.
But really it's lost its novelty. And novelty is only available in new relationships. So what happens is people are craving the feeling in new relationships rather than enjoying the stability of existing relationships.
Having a wife, having a husband, having children, being there for your children. Children. It's not what's just advertised. When it's not what's advertised in the music videos.
Well, here's the thing, though. Are you saying we need to? I'll challenge you with this. I'll play devil's advocate. All of our heroes in the Black community are young men, whether it be the rappers, right? Hip hop's only 50 years old. Whether it be our athletes, that's a young man's game. What older, sedentary, boring Black figure do we have to look up to as a culture, right? There's subsects, right? If you're an intellectual, there's certain people that you can look up to. You're a businessman, there's certain people that you look up to. But for popular culture.
Yeah, we'd have to go old school shows. We go to sitcoms. Sitcoms still for the most part show life. Like when you watch My Wife and Kids, you watch Family Matters, you watch Fresh Prince. Phil and Aunt Viv weren't out at the club. They weren't doing that stuff. They were living a
me like we used to look up to Phil. I know that you will. I lay a pretty look up to me like we used to look up to Phil. I know that you will.
They weren't doing that stuff. They were living a family life. They went out together and had a good time. But like I'm obviously you see me, the city I'm in right now is a poppin' city, Monday through Sunday. And the thing is that you see people of all different ages out there pop locking and dropping it, rapping, Migos or drill music. You see what I'm saying?
Vulcan just dated the hell out of himself.
At 40 and 50 years old. Again, I'm just saying this. Individually, who cares? People do. As a collective, when we have who's instilling in the next generation, who's showing the young generation family is cool, who's showing the young generation that being at home, being a fixed position that family knows if I go over there, they're going to probably be there. When I went to my grandma and grandpa's house, I knew they were going to be there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no like, let me check to make sure they're not going out tonight. You know what I'm saying? They was at home. If they was going to be out of town, what was going to be going on, you knew about it. You see, and my whole thing is that the Black community, we're a cool culture. We're all a very youthful driven culture.
We don't have any fresh sitcoms that depict us in that light. All of our sitcoms are syndicated or off the air that we would have looked up to. Cosby off the air, you know what I'm saying? My Wife and Kids, Fresh Prince, Family Matters, all don't have those anymore. Like
I could go to the predominantly white side of town, the predominantly Asian side of town, the predominantly Black side of town, Hispanic side of town, and just percentage wise, you're gonna see an older crowd that's single in the Black community. We already know what the percentage of Black women being 26% married in their lifetime. I go throughout Central Market. I see beautiful Black women, beautiful Hispanic women, beautiful white women, beautiful Asian women. I look at the ring finger. Most of the time, that Black woman is single, beautiful, professional, and I know they're going out later on that night. About the family, and the Black community are not focused. Our focus isn't family as of now. Matter of fact, all these shows we're seeing a proliferation of all these podcasts and shows showing this schism, this chasm. I'll say this chasm.
Yeah, it definitely is a chasm.
This chasm between Black women and Black men, and it's not everywhere. It's not widespread. There's a lot of good Black love out there, and I'm not.
It definitely is widespread, but it's not. It's not across the board.
For sure. And the thing is, I think that I just want, when it comes to what he said about the bridge gap and the family, I think we all got to realize that it's important for us to start pedestalizing the family.
On this show.
This is the hottest show on the planet right now.
What's the debate? Ain't no debate.